welcome to SLC Punkcast, strictly the live portion of the show. And that we're not live, we just talk about live shows. Anyway, I'll talk about some of the ones that I attended, but, well, before I get to that, there was some trouble in the live circuit a couple days ago, which, for a couple of shows. The first of which was on October 4th when Undeath came through. I did not attend that show. I was too busy working that night, and it happens. Sometimes you get to the show, sometimes you don't. But I asked my friend after the day after, how did the show go? She's like, oh, it was awesome, but shit got a little rowdy. And I'm thinking, mosh pits? No, fights. Fucking hardcore kids. And yeah, apparently this one man got jumped by a bunch of hardcore kids for no discernible reason. Just because he was standing there, he was enjoying the show, and then some people just started jumping on him. She actually had to pull him out, and he was in such shock he didn't know where he was. So that was pretty fucking crazy. I'm like, why? She says, I don't know. It's nothing provoked it. So yeah, it kind of sucks that I missed the show, but if that shit was going on, then I'm kind of happy I wasn't there. But no disrespect to Undeath. Love those guys. One of the best death metal bands that are active right now. So I'm stoked for them. However, there was another one that struck a little closer to home for me. It was that hilariously worded lineup that included fentanyl, ribbons, asbestos, PCP, and Mexican Coke. And trust me, that lineup will, the way that lineup is structured, it will come back into play later on in this video. But what happened was I was going to book up those bands for the night. They needed a place to stay. Like, all three of these bands were touring bands. Well, Fentanyl, Mexican Coke, and PCP were all touring bands. And Emma, who put the show on, Emma Anderson, she put on the show, and she sent the word out, does anyone have a pad for these guys to crash at? And I said, well, I can offer up mine if my roommates will allow it. And roommate said yes. I was like, give me all the information that's needed. So I was in touch with one guy named Derek, who was, I can't remember if he was the guitarist or bassist or something or other from Mexican Coke, but I was talking with him. And I gave him the address, all the details, everything that was needed, and just said, okay, we'll meet up after the show and we'll book you guys up. Done deal. And then later on he texts me, hey, we no longer need a place to stay. Oh, really? You find another place? No, our singer got us kicked out of the club, and I quit the band, and I'm flying home. I go, what the fuck happened? And he just gave me a very broad statement. He was being a total asshole, being a total dick. So we just not played, and I'm just done with the band. Okay. Then I messaged Emma, and I said, so I got the word that the singer for Mexican Coke was being an asshole, and you guys got kicked out. What was going on? Well, for those of you that haven't read the headlines that have been coming out through Loudwire and Stereo Gum and Metal Sucks, yeah, the tabloids got word of this little underground show that happened. The main metal press circuits got wind of it, which I think is pretty funny. But what happened was the singer of Mexican Coke, he was slamming so many beers, and he was just being rude to the audience, even going as far as like throwing cans out to them and going total diva mode and saying he's not going to start playing until he has a beer in his hand. And it didn't stop there. He kept taunting the crowd, kept talking shit on SLC, talking shit on Oliver where the show was happening, and he started bringing out the N-word and started calling people fags and shit like that. Eventually, my friend Cody 2%, he got up on the stage behind him and he just shoved him off. He was like, there's no tolerance for this shit. Get the fuck off of the stage. And he just shoved him off. Everybody was crowding him and just were like seeing him out of the venue. And yeah, no one was coming to his aid. Not one of his bandmates were coming to his aid. They just apparently had this nonchalant look on him like, yep, it was bound to happen some point. So the singer of Mexican Coke turned out to be a complete fucking asshole. And so that was the word that I got from Emma herself. Then the newsreels came out. All these headlines were coming out saying singer of Mexican Coke kicked off of tour with PCP and fentanyl, and people were having a day at the beach with that headline title. They're just like thinking, when does the headline actually begin? This is actually pretty hilarious. Because yeah, like I've said multiple times on this show when I was plugging this show, yeah, fentanyl, Mexican Coke, asbestos, and PCP. It just sounds like a cracked out party. So yeah, there were a few things people were saying that the singer was beat up or that they were getting kicked out for racist reasons. It's like, no, we were kicking him out because he was being racist and just an overall piece of shit. So fuck him. So yeah, I did not go to that show either. I apparently had a little bit of intuition to avoid the ugliness. Because even when I said yes to booking these guys up, there was a voice in the back of my head saying, I think something's going to go bad with these guys. Thankfully, it didn't happen at my house. So that was drama-free for the most part. Now, as for the shows that I did attend, first, there was Ringworm. Ringworm coming back to Salt Lake after, goddamn, I think it was 6 years. Last time they were here is when they were touring with Gwar and Hatebreed, and that was 2018. So yeah, 6 years. So it was awesome seeing Ringworm again. Again, I hated the fact that it was booked by Jordan Clemens, but I managed to get to the show early enough, and I just stuck around. And yeah, people just didn't ask if I was gonna stay or if I was gonna leave. With that, and I made friends with the doorman. He was a nice guy. We were just sitting bullshitting in the front. And he never asked once again to like see if I had a mark on my hand or to see that I did indeed pay for the show. I didn't, because I didn't want to send money to Jordan. I wanted to send money straight to the band, which I did. I bought my first Ringworm shirt. I've been wanting to buy a Ringworm shirt forever. They just never had a design that I liked. And I finally found one. It's a stencil design of a skull wearing a nun outfit. And it says, "There is no God." Yeah, that's me. That's my shirt. And I have it, wore it 2 days in a row, then it got dirty. Then there was, Ringworm, I'll get to their set in a minute. The opening band were my friends at Hangxiety. My friend Kyle Smith just ripping it up there with those vocals and those riffs. They were just having a great time. Hangxiety's a great band. I'm excited to see them play again, whenever that is. And then No Mas, those guys are just awesome. They are a party every time. I got no bad things to say about it. The crowd was really responding to those guys, and they are just off the chain. It's just awesome to watch them. Just awesome to watch them perform. Ringworm, it was great to see them again. They played some deep cuts from the first album. They did some stuff off of the Hammer of the Witch and off of the Snake Church. Even did some of their newer ones, which sound much better live than they are on the record. Trust me. However, there was the part where they played Justice Replaced by Revenge. Yep, they saved that for last. I got up right into the front of the stage, and I was screaming with my friends into Human Furnace's face, "It's Justice Replaced by Revenge!" We were fucking going crazy. And yeah, that was supposed to be the show closer, but then they got encored, and they played one more song. I wish I could tell you which one it was. I forgot. My memory's pretty hazy. But it was awesome that they still had a little more to give to us. And why shouldn't they? Why shouldn't they? I was talking with Human Furnace after the show at his merch table, and I was asking him what was it like having that long wait to come back to Salt Lake. He said, "Well, we were gonna tour from 2019. It was right after we released that album, Snake Church. We were gonna tour on that one. Then the pandemic happened. We couldn't come out here, so we're stoked to be back. We definitely love this place." Talk about Aces High. yeah, we want to play here again. Oh, do it. People will come. And I told him there was another hardcore show going on that night. That was Tsunami. And Tsunami is probably one of the biggest hardcore bands right now. They're part of the RBS bands, real bass shit. And yeah, the kids are responding to them, and yeah, they put on a hell of a show. I don't want to be in the pit during that show. I've seen some shit go down. It's fucking messy. But they are a good band. Now for the other show that I not only attended, but I played. It was the Punks and Punchlines first real show in Salt Lake. And that included four stand-ups with Colton Curtis, who did a stand-up routine, just your classic spoken word stand-up routine, and then he went and performed a single song that was a joke song, a no effect style comedy song, we'll say that. I don't really remember the song all too well. I don't remember much of his routine, but it was still pretty good. And then you had Joe Elgin, Mad Dog, and Josh Martin. And all of them had their moments. I was like, yeah, the jokes are, some of them are landing, some of them are just going by the wayside. Some of them I'm like, just give a little patronizing laugh, make him feel like he's not falling on his face. But again, the crowd was incredibly small. It was a Wednesday night in Utah. Not a lot of people are going out. So I don't know if it was the fact that there wasn't a big crowd or that the jokes just simply weren't landing, because there were some that really had me rolling. But overall, I think this show could have been a lot bigger than what it was intended to be. But you can't win them all. They'll be doing more, though. And as for Apathetics, as for when we performed, well, we had a good time. The people who I invited out, a few of them showed up. My friend Sean showed up. My mom and my sister showed up. And, God, what was her damn name? Doesn't matter. The fact is, people showed up. They were sitting at the bar just like headbanging and like having a good time. I see them mouthing the words. And meanwhile, there was this gentleman there, this heftily bearded gentleman who was celebrating his 80th birthday. His 80th birthday, and at one point during our set, he gets up with his wife and they just start dancing on the dance floor. They are the only ones dancing. I was like, hey, guys, this man, is 80 years old. We all say happy birthday to him. And he's up here dancing. The fuck is your excuse? But that didn't prompt anybody to really stand up and start dancing. Again, kind of a tough crowd. But we had fun. The one downside was I broke a fucking string. And yeah, it's the bottom string, the lightest string on the bass. Oh, he's the bassist. He doesn't use that string often. Actually, I do. Quite a bit. You never realize how much you use something until you don't have it anymore. So, and it sucked. But my roommates were super nice. I just Venmo'd them. I Venmo'd Corey from Black Harbor Sound, because those were the strings I had, Black Harbor strings. I Venmo'd him $25 for the replacement strings, and my roommates went and picked them up for me because they were out and about doing Instacart. Me, I'm out and about doing my actual fucking delivery job. And I can't exactly do any, side quests with a company vehicle. So yeah, roommates, John, Nikki, Opposer Palace, thank you. Thank you for that. I'll have to restring them when I get home. Anyway, those were the shows that happened, that I went to, and those were the shows that I didn't go to, where some pretty shifty shit happened. Now, as for the ones that are coming up, we got a few. On the 11th and 12th, I should have been plugging this from the beginning, but the boys in Wild West Booking are doing their 3rd annual Wild West Fest. And that is a 2-day-long festival with the cream of the crop for current hardcore. And they have some fucking big names, some heavy hitters here. On the 11th, they will have Gel, Backhand, Bulldog, Click, Desmadre, Destiny Bond, Discontent, Dogma Society, and Doomsday. Then on the 12th, they will have MS Paint, Hardside, Ozone, The Mall, NHI, No Way Out, Razel, and Summer Blue. It was going to be at Stateside Scooters, but they had a last-minute venue change. It is now going to be at Here's Mine Tattoo. It's going to be in the back of this tattoo parlor. It used to be Gold Blood Collective back in the day, but then Gold Blood shut down and, well, became a tattoo shop. So they're nice enough, the owners are nice enough to loan out some space so that we can have this fest. It's going to be awesome. So get to that if you haven't already. If you love any of those bands, they're worth checking out. And Wild West Fest is a locally founded, locally owned, locally operated. So come on, support the local scene. It's pretty awesome that we have little festivals like this going on. You don't really have that anymore. So yeah, there's that. Then on the 12th, we have this special Battle of the Grind. That's something that all the grind and PV kids are putting on. We're having Disease from Seattle come through with Wretched Self from Reno, and they will be playing with Garg, Betty, Total Serial, and Dysentery. And it's going to be a sort of like face-off. It's going to be a sort of competition. There are these the Battle of the Grind. Disease versus Wretched Self, Garg versus Betty, and Total Serial versus Dysentery. I don't know how that's going to be, but the referee is going to be the Idiots. It sounds like it's going to be a fun time. If you want to check it out, get on one of the band's Instagram and DM them for the address. It's going to be $10, starts at 6 p.m. And also not on the 12th, but on the 11th, am hosting a show at the Poser Palace. DM that for the address. It'll be my friends from Reno, Boss's Daughter, and then our boys from the north, Outlaw Stiffs from Idaho. They'll be coming down and doing a sort of a co-headlining show. And then we managed to get the Adjusters play. I think this will be the second show that they'll ever play. And then I can never figure out this name. Proselyte. I kept wanting to call it Protest Light or Prostitute or Prostolite, but no, it's Proselyte. And I think this will be their first show. So it's gonna be a fun time. Boss's Daughter, this is my 4th time booking them, and this is my 1st time booking them at my own house. And yeah, we're just gonna have a good time, man. It's gonna be fun. Bring the kids. It'll be a great time. So that's happening on the 11th. You probably have already heard about it. Maybe. I put flyers up everywhere. Anyway, on the 13th, now this is for you MySpace kids, you recovering emo space kids. Under Oath is coming back, and they are celebrating the 20th anniversary of their seminal record, They're Only Chasing Safety. And they will be playing with Static Dress at the Complex, and that's going to start at 6 p.m. Entry is $36.50. I'm pretty sure I did that math correctly. $36.50 after taxes and fees and all that other bullshit. Yeah, we all know how it goes. So the 13th, if you want to relive your MTV Mall emo days, yep, Under Oath got you covered. Then on the 8th, Sisters of Mercy, the goth harbingers of, I think it was the 80s. Sisters of Mercy were really coming out. They'll be coming through with Black Audio. That is Davey Havoc's electronics dark wave side project. They'll be playing at the Union. Starts at 7 p.m. It's $60. And that's even before the fees. Stupid. Spilt milk, I guess. Anyway, I won't be at that show. As awesome as it would be to see Sisters of Mercy, I already bought my ticket to the mighty Iron Maiden. I'll be seeing Iron Maiden at the Delta Center with the mighty Who. Yeah, the Who from Mongolia. It'll be awesome seeing those guys again. It'll be my 3rd time seeing Maiden, but this will be my 1st time seeing them in the pit. I have always been in bleeder seats the last couple of times I've seen Maiden, so as soon as those tickets went on sale, and I'm talking pre-sale, I was like, lay down, a three-digit price tag for a fucking pit ticket, and it's still cheaper than what the bleeder seats are costing now. So thank you, pre-sale. Love that. Love that. I'm excited to see Maiden again. It's going to be a badass time. And then on the 19th, there is a Halloween benefits show at Fairyland. If you don't know where Fairyland is, again, get on either of these bands' Instagrams and ask them for that address. Those bands are PS Destroy This, Exponential Rat, and Chav. Chav, C-H-A-V. If you know any of those bands, then you'll probably know where the show is. And it's a donation, bring what you can, and just, anything short of pocket lint won't grant you entry. Anyway, those are all the shows I have coming up. Those are the shows I've attended. And the final one that I will be attending is this weekend, and it's not going to be here. I'm going to be out in the Bay Area for California Death Fest. Well, the Bay Area Death Fest. That is the same as the Maryland Death Fest that they had back in May. And that was all the way out in Maryland. And now they're bringing it back to the West Coast. So I'm going to be at the Bay Area Death Fest. I'll be going with my friend Nathan, who grew up in the Bay Area, grew up watching all the thrash bands play at Gilman Street. And he's been kind of like, hey, come on down to the Bay Area. I want to show you where he grew up. Well, this is a good enough excuse as any. So Maryland Death Fest, I'll be seeing the likes of Dismember, Monstrosity, Cancer, Soylent Green, Mork, Crucial Mentum, and Black fucking Cancer on Saturday. Then on Sunday, I'll be seeing Funeral Chant, Oath of Cruelty, Power from Hell, Evil Dead, Hyrax, Sacrifice, and Modos. I will translate to all you non-metalheads out there. The band is called Sodom. Sodom. So dumb. I don't care. I'll be having a fucking great time. I've been blasting those guys all week. I've been blasting Sodom all week. Right out of the ass. It's going to be a great time. I haven't been to the Bay Area in a long time. Last time I was there was just a day so that I could renew my European passport. Yeah. But this time I'll be out there for a show, and I'll be out there with some very good friends of mine. He's going to be showing me all the haunts, all the kicks. It's going to be a hell of a time.
Now take us around the world. We're going to go to Waterford for Simpos and the Kicks. They're on October 27th at Luca Records and Decks. You can go over to Boots and Ballads if you want to get any more details. Then you go to Denver, Colorado on October 18th. These are a little out of order. The Freeze will be playing with Clusterfucks. Battle Sites are doing an album release. That is at HQ. Go to hqdenver.com for more details on the tickets. Then on October 25th, at Gigi's in Ventura, California, $8 pre-sale tickets, $10 at the door. You can go to Eventbrite to get your tickets, and you will see The Afraid, Hunting Lions, Schoonthorpe Yobs, Toledo Panic, and Plot. Great lineup there on the 25th. On October 26th, it'll be the Hippie Killer Hoedown, Hot Rod Custom Car and Chopper Show. And you'll see bands such as Manic Hispanic, Left Alone, Love Crimes, Left Alone just dropped a new single, Greg Antista and the Lonely Streets, Deacon Dimes, and more. It's Rain or Shine on October 26th. So get to the Hoedown. Then you'll get Chemical X, Italian Blood, The Chemical Imbalance. They got some chemicals going on there. Rip and Meat Locker, Saturday, October 19th in Montclair, New Jersey. It's $10 at 8 p.m. Go check out our pals in Italian Blood. This one is just a little bit further outside, but I want to mention it because it's something you definitely want to travel to. November 1st and November 2nd in Philly, specifically Upper Darby, PA, at the Legion, American Legion Post 214. It's brought to you by Hostile Oi Council. And on Friday, you'll get to see Friday the 1st, starting at 5:30, Membranes, Dead Blow Hammer, Unwanted Noise, The Ruffians, Whitey Eye, The FUs, FOD, and then Cheap Sex. Going to the 2nd, starting at 5, you'll get Straight Red, FC, Poor Impulse Control, Impact Driver, The Parasitics, Collapse, Blank 77, The Virus, and Lower Class Brats. That one's loaded. Go check out our pals over with Dismantled Records as well. Then we've got an Asteroid M production, or at least brought to you by. This one will be in Las Vegas on October 19th. Terror Attack is doing a video shoot and show for Fuck You Mean, so go check them out. That'll be October 19th at 6 p.m. Looks like Death Tape, Ugly Boy, Not For Sale, and Something Dreams. I can't read that font, man. Some people make the fonts really hard to read, and I don't even see Tragic Dreams. There we go. I can see it there. Go check that out. That one is in Vegas. Go to Terror Attack _. You can go to any of the other people bringing it, but Asteroid M as well. Then there'll be a Halloween show, kind of ish, best costume. So Halloween, that's what I would say. On Friday, October 18th, this one is in New York at the Dizzy Den. $10 entry, or is that $1 entry? I don't know what that means. You can see it on the flyer. 7 p.m. doors, prize for best costume. DM for the address, and go to Half Dizzy Band if you want to do that. You'll get to see Half Dizzy, Gone Stereo, Jared Napick, and Steve and the Not Steves. That's a great name. Then we will go to Oceanside, California. You get Embalmers, The Plagues, Sweet Lovely Death, who's a Misfits tribute. Great time of year for that. At Poorhouse in Oceanside. That's October 25th, 9 p.m. And we got 2 more to go here. You can go see our pals in Hard Sell in Austin, Texas. Go see Joe Blow coming. The Last Ditch at 6. Joe Blow at 7. Hard Sell at 8. It is a free show. So if you're anywhere near Austin, get there. It'll be at the Metropolis. Address on the flyer. It's October 20th. No glass, BYOB, and no pets, please. And yes, no excuses. Get there, go see the show, and we will wrap up this episode with Liberty and Justice, Clobber, Bullshit Detector, Split Dogs, Mob Handed, all playing on October 18th. As Liberty and Justice and Bullshit Detector are over there in Europe. This specific show is at Clapton CFC Clubhouse. £10 ticket, 12 at the door. If you get them in advance, 10. The Old Spotted Dog, Clapton CFC Clubhouse. I think. Yeah, we'll go with that. Go check them out. Doors at 6. We'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for tuning in on this one.